Shri Chandrasekhar Bhavankuleji, Honorable Minister of Energy, Excise, and I don't know how many more departments he has in Maharashtra. Mr. Agarwal, President of the Chamber. Mr. Girish Pradhan, my regulator. He's regulating me. And certainly I'm not going to join issue with you on anything. I don't want the typical politician-regulator fight in my sector at least. Ms. Jyoti Arora, all the other distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. We have now reached an inflection point in renewable energy, which will determine how we move forward to the next level. Every idea has a time when it truly arrives. And to my mind, it's not about the Paris Declaration. It's not about who runs for government, wins or loses election in any part of the world. But it's India's own desire to move towards a more environment-friendly, move towards cleaner energy, move towards a regime that provides for energy security for India. And towards that end, the efforts that all of us stakeholders in the system, be it the regulator, be it government officials, be it industry participants, everybody in the entire system has worked together to create a situation where today there is more action happening on renewables than on traditional forms of energy, traditional forms of power, or even, if you ask me, in the entire energy ecosystem. So much so that even in Abu Dhabi, the buzzword is renewable energy. And Girishji, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that this has been one sector where there has never been any friction between the regulator, policy maker, or the politician, or the industry stakeholder. Because fortunately, we've been reasonably able to be fair to everybody. And we have a robust mechanism where the regulator makes certain decisions. The policymaker usually backs that up or has a dialogue and resolves issues rather than talking through the media. And we have now reached a stage where we will have to start, all of us stakeholders together, looking at what next. One thing very clearly, I see Mr. Soni amongst us here, is that India has done it a tad more sensibly than many other parts of the world in terms of planning the transmission infrastructure and grid integration simultaneously with the rollout of renewables. So renewable expansion, and as many of you would recall, we are nearly 3.5 or 4 times in terms of solar power generation what we were barely 3 years ago. We have almost exceeded our targets in the first 2 years of wind energy. I don't know how this year will close. But of course, Sunil Jain is having a very sharp smirk on his face. He's pointing out that next year you'll see a big fall in wind energy commissioning because of bad policies of the government of India. But I think there are 3 or 4 important elements which now have to clearly be brought out when we look at the next phase of renewable development. First, I want to make it loud and clear that if any sector has to survive and succeed, it should stand on its own feet. We have to move out of the psychology and mindset of government support, government intervention. Intervention towards policy is all right, but not intervention to keep subsidizing and running the show for us. And personally, in whichever area I have been able to get government out of the process whether it is the LED success, whether it is the fact that we stopped interfering in the way coal is managed, or rather at least made it a transparent and equal opportunity for all process. Wherever we have got out of the system, we have found very good success. And to my mind, solar has been another demonstration of government stepping back, except towards policy, towards reducing counterparty risk by getting NTPC and SECI to initially bid out more projects. I think the success has been largely driven by all of you, with the active participation of the private sector, of corporates who have wanted to expand rapidly in that sector. And I think all the naysayers have been proven wrong. I remember when that Sun Edison case had come up, everywhere I would step out or step into a program, the only question was, solar is going to suffer, solar is going to be dead, aggressive bidding is going to kill the sector, Sun Edison is going to be the harbinger of bad news, and what not have you. And I was very confident because fortunately I have a back office which keeps checking and doing the workings. And I was very confident that nothing is going to go wrong. We now have a situation where states are not signing PPAs even at those prices because they can see prices are falling further, which of course is not a good sign. I'm personally talking to the states and trying to ensure that whatever is decided is by and large honored. May not always happen, but we'll try to ensure the sanctity. I hope Chandrasekhar Bawankule and the wind people have been able to sort out their Maharashtra mess. नहीं? सुनील जी के ना से तो लगता है नहीं हुआ है अभी तक. Sign नहीं हुआ अभी तक. It's very sad and very, very unfortunate. But overall, to my mind, we'll ultimately be seeing a situation that renewables, whether it's wind, whether it's solar, will come to a price point which will be more attractive than any other form of energy. And that's the position that we are in today. We have a wind energy bidding also. When is that going to happen? Bidding has happened. Yeah. मेरे को तो reverse auction में मजा आता है और क्या चीज़ मेरे को और कुछ ध्यान में नहीं आता है. When is the reverse auction going to happen? Any reason why they are waiting? They were waiting for the budget, I think. The last time they were waiting for the budget because they wanted everybody to know very clearly that there's no more concessions coming their way and then bid accordingly. So please be sure that what has happened in this budget is final. There's nothing coming back. Any of those old SOPs and all are not coming back. The nation has to move forward now. And to my mind, what indications I have is that both solar and wind are both going to, in this era of competition, become very attractive for states also to expand their consumption of renewable energy. We are making an effort to get thermal energy plants technologically ready to ramp up and down much faster. We are also working with the gas industry to see if we can get longer term gas contracts, hopefully hedged for 5 years or 7 years, so that the gas plants can come back into operation as a spinning reserve. As government, we are also focusing on reviving some more hydro projects, a sector which I believe over the years has suffered for lack of environmental or forest clearances, local issues, land acquisition issues, R&R issues. We're trying to work through the state governments and the local areas to try and bring the hydro sector back into shape, possibly also declare it as a source of renewable energy, which it rightly is. The whole world recognizes it as renewable energy. I wonder and can't understand why at some point India